This is a video that we're talking about today is everything you need to know about Gill-line decals. I want to take a second to introduce myself if we hadn't had a chance to meet live in person. My name is Jeff Flowers and I'm the Senior Product Manager here at Gill Studios. And if you're not familiar with Gill, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. We're an 84-year-old family-owned business, wholesale trade printer, so we only sell into the promotional products market. We don't sell direct. But every year we print over 400 million decals, bumper stickers, and labels. Those are a few of our product categories. We also do yard signs, plastics, magnets. We do calendars, tech accessories, auto accessories. Then we also have the Bebco line of paper products. In the Bebco line, we've got scratch pads, adhesive notes, cubes, and calendars. So that's all. Both of our lines are now combined together in one catalog. This is our 2018 catalog here. And if you guys are hopping on here, we've got some people joining us. Feel free to ask any questions. We'll get to those after I kind of go through the content and all the information. We'll answer all those questions and give you some more information about any follow-up that you might want to do. So a little bit about the content today. The most popular decals I'm going to talk about is our stock shape and size decals. We have 1,324 options, which may sound overwhelming, but I'm going to break it down so it's easy. It makes it easy for your customers as well. So we have 4 different materials, 4 adhesives. I'll go through all of those and I'll talk about our 2 print methods. Then I'll also talk about some of our popular markets that we sell to in those categories. These items are generally on promotion too. We run our Great Values trimester promotions every trimester, and we've got the our website where you can go to see all of our current promotions. It's gill-line.com. So if you're jumping on, like I said, if you got any questions, go ahead and put those in the comments and we'll get to them toward the end. And if there's anything else that you want to go jump on our website or follow our Facebook page, that'd be great. So I'm going to jump into our catalog, talk about our catalog. We've made finding the right decals really easy. So our stock shapes and sizes is right at the front of the catalog. It's the first 6 pages of the catalog. We've got them all organized by size, small to large. And then you can find all of the pricing information, everything you need on that page to place an order. It's really simple. We actually have printed samples in the back of the catalog as well. So if you flip back to page 183, back here you'll see actual printed samples of decals that we've done. We've got screen printed, digital printed, offset. We also have other materials that we offer. So that's great when your customers have questions and they want to see a product. If you're talking to them face to face, give them a sample, let them take a look at the sample in the back of the catalog. Also, we always send out no-charge random samples. So if you ever need a particular material or your customers want to see something specific, make sure and reach out to us, get a hold of customer service. We'll always send those out at no charge to you as well. In our stock shapes and sizes, we have over 122 shapes and sizes. So we have squares, circles, ovals, and then we have, in our squares, we have round corner and square cut. And then the rectangles, we have round cornered and square cut as well. Then we have some special shapes. We have hearts, triangles, badges, shields. So just kind of some different shapes to offer your customers. You know, it can look a little bit more like it's a specific die cut without having that additional die charge that you would get on doing a custom. On the pages, all the item numbers are associated with the shape. And then we have the sizes and materials broken out by colored categories. So you can see the different price lines. It makes it really easy to get your pricing, all the information you need right there on the catalog page. So now I'm going to drill down a little bit into the materials that we have available and the adhesives and go through those and show you some samples. So first, in our white vinyl, this is definitely the most popular material that we use in our stock shapes and sizes. We convert all of our own materials in-house, all of our own white vinyls. So we have 3 different adhesive options. That's permanent, removable, and ultra removable. So on the permanent, maybe it's a more long-term use. So it's a club, a car club, a motorcycle club. This permanent adhesive will go on strong, and after about 48 hours or so, once it's initially bonded, it's going to be tough to come off. So maybe parking permit decals, things like that where you don't want people to take them off easily. This is definitely going to leave some residue. It's going to maybe tear apart too. So you'll want to think about that. I mean, this is going to be a more permanent application. You probably wouldn't want to give this to kids, as you never know where a kid's going to stick a decal. On the removable adhesive, this is going to be obviously less permanent, so something that may be a little bit more shorter term use, something you may want to remove at one point. And then we've got things on our ultra removable. We've got our ultra removable adhesives that have different options. So we got screen print and digital, which I'll get into a little bit more later, but we can do those. And the ultra removable adhesive, this is, again, it's our own formulated adhesive. You're not going to find this at other suppliers because we convert it ourselves. This has a nice strong initial stick, but when you go to peel it off, it's not going to tear apart, it's not going to leave any adhesive residue, and we stay for up to 1 year. So maybe you've got something that's a hashtag, or it's kind of more of a temporary thing. You can do that. Or maybe it's, you know, branding for a company or something that you just want it a little bit more temporary. You're going to stick it on something that you may want to take off. We did have a question that somebody asked about what does it mean to convert. So we actually bring in raw vinyl rolls, and then we apply our own adhesives and our own backing. So we can put those all together, create our own materials. We have an on-site chemist that does all our own adhesives. And you're not going to find that with a lot of other decal companies. Generally, people are buying stuff off the shelf, they're bringing it in, they're cutting it down, but we're converting our own, which means we can control the quality. It really gives us the opportunity to make the materials to our specifications and the adhesives to our specification. So great question. Moving on to our clear polyester. So the polyester materials are more stable, they're more rigid, they're not going to be as flexible as the vinyls, so they're better on smooth flat surfaces, where the vinyl, a white vinyl, would be better on maybe a vehicle or something where it's got to conform to a shape. So in the clear polyesters, they're going to be available in a face adhesive and a back adhesive, which means that you can print this so you can see this copy is in reverse, because this is going to be put on the inside facing out. So the adhesive is actually on this side, so you put that on the inside of the window facing out. And then this is a good example where they've backed their artwork in white. Hi Kevin, how are you doing? So they've backed their art in white. This just makes it pop, and it makes it a lot more readable too. On the back adhesive, clear polys, sorry, this one's stuck together a little bit, but great for opportunities where you're just branding for a company, or maybe it's like a conservation. Here's a couple spot color clear polyester. We do a lot of stuff for schools as well. So here's an alumni sticker. This is a nice opportunity where the artwork looks like a circle, but once you take it off the liner, it's clear, so you can stick it on your vehicle, stick it on your window, and it kind of gives it that die cut look without having the cost of a die charge. Moving on, we've got our chrome polyester. So our chrome polyester, this is used a lot in industrial applications. Maybe it's service companies, or they're putting them on equipment. This is a service company here that's going to put this on your air conditioning, heating, cooling apparatus, so that you can contact them if you have any questions. These are only available in permanent adhesives. That's, again, something to keep in mind. They kind of have this cool mirror look, but not necessarily something you'd want to use for kids, where they may be sticking them all over the place with the permanent adhesive, because they do have the permanent. And then moving on, so static. This is a great material for if you want kind of more options of being able to put it on and not have to worry about it sticking, because there's actually no adhesive. It's just a static between the liner and the material. So this is a back static. So we have clear and white in the back static, and then on the face static is only going to be available in clear. So same type of application here, where this reads in reverse, but when I peel it off here, so this would stick on the window and it'd face out. One point I did want to make on the white or the clear static, you don't want to put a back static on the outside of a vehicle. The wind, the rain, it's not meant to hold up under those conditions. So the back static is generally going to be used like in storefronts, or maybe it'll be used on cooler cases for ice cream, beer, breweries, those types of applications where they're highlighting a new product, or maybe it's a promotion. They can stick those on the cooler doors, highlight those, and then after the end of the promotion, comes right off, and it's really easy to remove. Here's a couple of samples of the white static I mentioned. So this is only available in the back adhesive, or the back static. It's not an adhesive. It just comes right off. We see a lot of these used in like the hotel industry, where maybe it's like water conservation. So they'll put those on the mirrors in the hotels, because they want people, to remember to conserve water with those options. So those are all the different materials and adhesive options we have available. There's 11 altogether, 4 adhesives, 4 materials. So really, any kind of use you're looking for, we've got the different kind of materials and adhesives available. And then moving on to our print methods. So in the stock shapes and sizes, you'll see we've got it all split out into two different types of print methods, screen print and digital. Screen print, this is what we started with. We've been doing this for 84 years. You'd be hard-pressed to find another screen printer out there that has as much experience and knowledge and expertise in screen printing. We've got people in the plant that have been here 40 years that know everything about screen printing. So you can rely on us to be the experts when you have an order, when you have a question, an issue with a customer, anything in particular. Screen printing is our specialty. So some of the benefits of screen printing: it's up to 5 years outdoor durable. That's going to be our most durable ink system. We've heard of decals lasting 8 to 10 years, just depending on the conditions. The ink can really hold up really well. It's a nice, thick, glossy, vibrant ink. And then there's some other benefits as well in spot colors in the screen print that you can do that you can't do in the digital, like PMS matching, Pantone matching. So for custom colors or specific PMS colors, you can match this, like this cat yellow. They want their particular color of yellow, so we can do that in a single spot color versus building that color from process. Also, you might be able to tell on this decal, they've got some write-on lines here, and we've actually overprinted a write-on surface. So this makes it easy to use a ballpoint pen or pencil that can write their information on there that doesn't require a Sharpie. Our normal materials, white vinyl, clear poly, all of those materials will work with a Sharpie, but if you want to make it a little bit easier for them, you can put that additional line on there of the overprint. Just makes it a little easier to write on. We do a lot of, as I mentioned, a lot of school stuff. So, again, here's Georgia Bulldogs alumni. They want their particular color red, so you can do that in a screen print, where with the digital, you're going to be building it from process. Some of the other things you can do with the screen print that you can't do in the digital would be a metallic ink. So back near the sample pages in the back of the catalog, we have our ink color chart. So we've got the different inks available there. We have 3 different metallic inks available, and this is just a nice, kind of more high-end look. It doesn't cost any more. It's the same as a one-color imprint, but you got this metallic ink. It just makes the art pop a little bit more. And then something else that people like as well is the neon colors. We've got 5 different neon colors in the back of the catalog. And as you can see, again, this one has got the write-on surface, so they've added that as an overprint to make it a little bit easier for people to write on there with a pencil or pen. Sometimes the simplest and most effective is just black on white. So this is a bank, using these to brand themselves. Maybe they're giving out to customers that they work with in the local area that they can put these up. White vinyl, black imprint. You can't get much more readable than black on white. So here are a few. Like I mentioned, we do a lot of schools. So here's just a 2-color, screen print on a clear poly back. Then here's something I wanted to point out. Like I said, we do a ton of decals. So here are 2 different decals, both on clear materials, clear poly and clear static. This one is black. Obviously, you can probably read that much better. This one is white, so it's probably harder to see. But when I take this off and I stick this on the back of my SUV, the back of my minivan, even the back of my car, a lot of vehicles now have tinted windows. It's going to make this really hard to see. Even when you're just standing on the outside of a vehicle looking in, it looks darker inside the vehicle. This would generally be something we'd kind of recommend people want to back their art in white, or at least do a white halo so that you can get a better pop. Because if it's just solid black, it's going to be harder to see. So that's the difference. This one here, on the card, when you hand this out, people may look at it and be like, oh, I can't really see it. Well, that's fine. Once they apply it, when you stick this on a black tinted window or just a window that's darker, that white is really going to pop against the black window. And then last, I just want to show, this is kind of a neat sample of a chrome poly where they did just a 2-color screen print imprint. This one was for looks like a workers union, so that's another point I wanted to make. We're a union shop, so everything that we produce is done here in the United States. All the decals we make are all done here. And we can, millions of decals in a single order is no problem. We'll do those all here in Kansas. And on the Bebco side as well, all of our paper products are made here, and so those are union. Bug is available on those as well. So that's our screen print. I'm going to get into our digital now. So the digital is it's good for up to 2 years outdoor durability. So it's still longevity. You're still going to be able to use it for those promotions, even like an annual promotion. It would well outlive that promotional time period. It's a little bit more ideal for lower or medium quantities versus the screen print. And it's still available on all the material options that I went over. And it's just a nice, vibrant, photo-like, look. I mean, versus the screen print, which is a one color, you know, or multiple color, but this is just going to give you that photo-like realistic look. Another point I wanted to mention on the screen print decals, those are available in 3 days as well. So if you're needing a quick turnaround, the screen print is going to be a good way to go, whereas the digital are 5 days. We also offer free rushes, so if you have a customer that needs to get something quicker, always contact customer service and they would be able to take care of you. Diane, I wanted to just stop right now and just say a really quick hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up for the shout out. Okay, so here's you know, a couple different, this is some alligator wranglers down in Florida. Maybe the Sliders Oyster Bar down in Florida is a little bit more your style. But, you know, obviously photo-like, you know, you can use these for branding, great opportunity to pass out to customers, to put on their vehicles, put in their cubes at work, just to promote your name. I thought this was a neat one, Marvel, This Week in Marvel. So, you know, maybe a particular promotion they're doing, maybe it's an on-pack type of thing that goes along with Marvel movies they send out. There's really no limitation on what you can use our decals for. Here's a nice one for a specific event. So this looks like a global gathering of some sort. They're getting together for an event, a conference, and you can promote it with a decal. We also do a lot of automotive work in the automotive industry. So parts, dealers, suppliers. We do a lot of decals where they can put their name on it. This one is a clear decal with a permanent adhesive. So this would be for a dealer to apply it to the back of the vehicles as they come in. Maybe it's a used car dealership. So everybody knows where they got that vehicle. Just good name recognition, get their name out there as well. You know, a lot of, like I mentioned before, conservation decals are really popular. This is a clear polyester decal, full color. This one I like because, as you can see, this one looks more spot color. It doesn't have a lot of tones or photo-like quality, but if you counted up all those separate colors, you're looking at probably like 6 or 7 different spot colors. It's going to be more economical to go digital in this case. So if you have multiple colors and you can look at that, we can help you decide what's going to be best, but in this case, a digital decal is just going to be more economical. Here's a face static decal that I want to show you. I thought was a nice look. So it's a Farmers Bureau again. So this is inside application. They pass these out to all the people who are part of the Farm Bureau. They stick them in the windows of their storefronts. Just lets customers know that they're part of this group. So great. Any type of members, associations, or anything like that, they can always put those out. Radio stations, you know, I know a lot of people are using Pandora. Radio stations are still out there and kicking. This is a neat, just kind of a cross promotion with Sunkist that they did on this one here. You know, another thing, we do a lot of nonprofits, a lot of organizations, churches, things like that. So, you know, again, this is a white static, so they could put this on the back of a window, maybe as you're walking into a worship center, or you're walking into restaurants or different companies that sponsor or that work with this, you know, refugee center. And then this last digital one I want to share, I thought this was a neat look. So this is a chrome polyester, but with the tones and everything in it, even though it looks kind of like a one color, it really makes this look more like a sepia tone. So I thought this was a neat look that we were able to achieve with a chrome polyester using our digital ink process. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch us. If you want to see some decals, you want a free decal sample kit, email us at social@gill-line.com. Give us your name and address, and we'll get you out a free sample kit. If you're an end user, like I mentioned before, we don't sell directly to end users. Just put that in the comment, and we'll get you hooked up with a local distributor that can request some of those sample kits on your behalf and get it out to you. And as I said before, we always send random samples at no charge. So if you want to show a customer something, sometimes it's best just for them to see it, touch it, feel it, to make sure that they can see it and you know, decide whether or not they want to place their order. I also wanted to take this time for questions. If anybody has any more questions, I know we've had a couple. I'd also want to, you know, if you have ideas for different future videos that we can do on, maybe it's product categories, markets, particular decals, particular signs, whatever, you know, any kind of questions that you may have for future videos or suggestions for future videos, put those in the comments. We'll take a look at those and use those for our future videos. That we want to, you know, can kind of continue to do these. It's a great opportunity for us to just share the expertise and knowledge we have on our product line to help you guys out. As always, you can contact your sales managers, you can contact customer service. We got live agents answering the phones every day, Monday through Friday, get you taken care of. Yes, products made in the USA. Don't forget about that. Like 98% of everything we do is made in the USA. All of our decals are made in the USA. Like I said, union made, so you know that we've got quality. We control the materials. We control, you know, from beginning to end. We take care of it all. If you have a minute now and you've been watching, we'd appreciate if you give us a like or a thumbs up to let us know you appreciate the content. And like I said, if there's other things you'd like us to do in the future, make sure to reach out to us, and we would be glad to add those to our growing list of Facebook Live videos that we'd like to do. All right, if we don't have any other questions, that's it for now. Thanks again. I appreciate you guys watching.